What's going on, Browns fans? Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here with another live show on a wonderful Thursday afternoon as we all get ready for a Browns-Chargers matchup that I think every single Browns fan has had the same week of Monday, not feeling too good about it. Tuesday, I could see the Browns pulling this off. Wednesday, low-key, I think the Browns might win this game. Thursday, where we are today, I kind of like the Browns to win it outright. And then by Sunday, it is, I don't see a way how the Browns lose, right? Don't we all do the same mental gymnastics with whatever team you're a fan of every single week of Monday, you're down in the dumps after a loss. Sunday, you can't convince me they're going to lose. There's just no way possible. All right, with that being said here, while we let the audience build up and everyone click on the notification and get into today's show, predict the score. Browns versus Chargers. Let me know who you got in this one. Paul Brooks, I'm not even going to look down at my monitor. Two things. One, I love the F-Pitch. Two, I have no doubt you are taking the Browns in this one. So let me know your score predictions right now. If you ask me on Monday, I think I picked the Chargers. Come Thursday, give me the Browns. I'm in on it. I think the Chargers won. The Browns are catching them at a good time. No Bosa. Herbert's a little nicked up. They haven't looked the sharpest. And I think for them, that's fine. They don't want to peak too early. But they're coming off a win against the Texans where they were sloppy in the second half. They lost to the Jags at home the week prior. Give me the Browns 27-25. I like the Browns. I think they might eke this one out. All right, let's see here. Josh says 24-20 Browns. Zachary asking, do you think Miles and Clowney would be back for week 5? I think one of them will be back. More likely Garrett over Clowney. We'll talk more about Clowney and the latest on that front later on in today's show. I'm not very optimistic on Clowney for this week. I am on Myles Garrett, though. Michael, what's up, dude? 24-21 Browns. Love to see it. Paul, just an absolute clean sheet. 24-0. I'm going to go on a limb without fact-checking myself and say Justin Herbert has never been shut out in the NFL. But there's always a first. Tim, 17-14 Browns. Scorpion, 24-21 Browns with a Yorker, baby. File that under things you love to see. Landon giving me a go, Browns. Cardiac Dogs podcast. Even with Slater and Bosa hurt, they're still loaded. Yes. In fact, the Browns, the team itself should know that coming from last year. It wasn't Slater and Bosa that necessarily beat the Browns last year. It was Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Austin Eckler. Those three guys torched Cleveland last season. Also in week 5. That's a little weird. So the Browns know if they want to not lose 47-42 this time, to play better defense against some of those three guys right there. All right, Scorpion, Bosa hurts definitely, hurts them badly. Cover Mike Williams. Exactly. Mike Williams got the bag this offseason, Patrick Seatman. I think he should pay the Browns a little bit because that was his best game in the NFL, and that got him some money with the Chargers.
Remember his stats that game?
I'm going to go Mike Williams had 161 yards and 1 touchdown on 14 receptions. Right. Not looking it up. Fact check me, please. Frank Toko 4, Browns 34-30. It was a shootout last year. I don't know if Jacoby Brissett, I can never really picture Jacoby Brissett's shootout, but Baker Mayfield's in the offense put up 42, so why can't Brissett? You know what I mean? Scorpion, dude had like 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think he was in the 160s. I don't know if he scored once or twice. That's what I'm trying to remember. All right, Greasy Flight, eke it out. I'll take it. What do you have?
So
tell the audience.
Mike Williams had 8 receptions, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty monster day.
Yeah, pretty impressive performance right there.
Herbert had 404.
Yeah, Herbert was phenomenal. All right, here we go. Shout out your city right now. I think this is my favorite question we do in Build Up. I love seeing where everyone is watching from. It just goes to show that this fan base is not constricted to one city or state. It goes coast to coast, north to south pole. It goes to all corners of the globe. Let me know. The Brown Tiger! There we go. In fact, this kind of sets us up nicely for what I was going to say in a little bit here. Let's put the Brown Tiger Super Chat on screen. If you want to be like the Brown Tiger and take control of the show for a little bit, donations are heavily appreciated here. Plus, it gets us more studio space so we can do more Browns content for you guys. We got to plug in the numbers. Okay, Patrick Seaman on the 1s and 2s is going to get it all situated for you, Brown Tiger. In the meantime, let me just read out your super chat. Did you see the interview with Clowney? I was literally just reading it, actually. He wants to play very badly, said he's doing everything he can to play Sunday. I say 34-31 Browns. Yeah, I was just reading Mary Kay's article about her interview with Clowney. I think one thing that was kind of interesting was that, was it just me? Or did it really hint at Myles Garrett as a lock to play, which I didn't think he was a lock to play. The fact that he was limited in practice is a good sign of if he was not going to play, would not be practicing. I didn't realize it was almost a foregone conclusion. Yeah, 95's back this week. But I think with Clowney, it is a wake-up Sunday, see how the ankle is. Hope that time can help and do its thing. And if not, another Sunday gets pushed back a little bit, and we might wait till Week 6 against the Patriots at home. All right. Some more shout-outs right now. I really appreciate the super chat, by the way, the Brown Tiger. Cheers to you. I've got this mini Corona. I'll explain why in a second. I opened the fridge to get my favorite Coors Latte out, and someone put this bad boy, leaning against the door. So when I opened it, it fell onto the floor, and the top, half came off, so it started to, fizzle out. So we can't have a dead soldier, so I grabbed this bad boy right here. All right. We've got a happy hour menu for you guys this Thursday. If you are ready to kind of start looking ahead, getting into the weekend, and just honestly have a good time talking brownies, talking shop, talking football, and throwing some drinks back, whatever it may be, at work. We won't tell your boss. That's our little secret, you and me. Or if you're at home, $2, beers, cheers, shout out, $5, like the Brown Tiger just did. We'll do a drink out of the dog bowl here, so let me get that. I'll actually kind of finish off my Corona with that. But I love this dog bowl. $20 Fireball shots for the cast and crew here, a.k.a. Patrick and I. $40 the dreaded tequila shot. It does not go down well. I do it to punish myself, but for your own entertainment. And every 100 likes we get, we're just going to do a good old F the Fins. The reason being is that our Dolphins channel at Chat Sports is also live right now with their own show. And they declared a preemptive war on the Browns Report, I would say, challenging us to a super chat battle. So you know what? Every 100 likes, just spam F the Fins because they put Tua out to die last Thursday. They were ready to see our Hawaiian Prince go down in Cincinnati, Ohio. Disgraceful. So let's beat the Dolphins. Not on the field because the Browns don't. Oh, they don't play them till week 11-ish. Yeah, week 11? Week 11. I think that it, or maybe week 12. Week 10. One of those two. You guys can fact check me. All right. That's what we got on tap for our super chat menu today. Mac, what's up, dude? I need a dog bowl like that for my dog. It is an actual dog bowl, and I just got stickers, and I just, did a horrible job of spacing the stickers around because I am not artistic whatsoever. Mac, you got tickets to the game. That is awesome. I am jealous. Scorpion, Patriots game is winnable. Still no Mac Jones. I agree. Might we see the Patriots say this as a blessing in disguise if Bailey Zappi shows out against the the Lions this Sunday from Foxborough? So that's a little food for thought right there. All right, so name a player the Browns should trade for. As with the audience build up a little bit more and more here, and I take my dog bowl for Brown Tiger. Who does Clemson play this Saturday? Let me know. My Tennessee Volunteers got a big one against LSU. So the reason why I'm asking this question is because a frequent viewer of the channel, Luke, reached out to me on Twitter, which I invite you to do, and asked me, what do you think about trading for Robert Quinn? And I think if you asked me that question in September, I'd be like, that's a little bit of overkill. You got Garrett and Clowney. The Browns have bigger needs to fill. They don't need to give up draft capital for Quinn. Well, here we are, and I don't think it's an outlandish question given Clowney's injury and Garrett's injury, and most importantly, the interior defensive line kind of stinks. So might you see the Browns go, well, what if we take Garrett and get Quinn on the opposite end and kind of bump Clowney inside a little bit because he's great against the run, and we get Taven Bryan out there, and that's our 4 best down linemen with, yes, 3 traditional defensive ends, but that keeps a crappy defensive tackle off the field. I don't think it's really in the cards, but I've heard crazier ideas out there. So I want to see what you guys have to say.
Petey, I'll say this about trading for an
Here,
edge.
you talk, I drink.
Talking about trading for an edge when you already have great edges. Look at what the Rams did midseason last year. They already had Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and they went out and got Von Miller.
Right. That's a very good point you raised right there.
I think, and also if you look at the teams that represented the last 2 Super Bowl champions, the Bucs and the Rams, they were loaded up front, like depth, stars, everything. I don't think it's that outland.
Scorpion says Grady Jarrett, that would be great, except the Falcons gave him the bag, sort of. Do you know how to fix that? Okay, you just, pull it, yeah. Seeps is good on the 1s and 2s. All right, F. Pitt from Levi, love all of that. Josh saying Tillery, that's the Chargers defensive tackle. We'll get a good look at him this week, so possibility right there. All right, some other trade targets here. Brown Tiger, Boston College. That's got to be a win. Although, hasn't BC played Clemson somewhat close at times? I feel like they always, well, at least one year, they gave them a good run for their money. All right, Fletcher, where would you rank Southwest Airlines among airlines? Good question, Fletcher. That's probably the hardest hitting question we're going to get today. I would say it goes Delta because every single chair has a TV on the back of it.
That's a great point.
At least the last Delta
That's a
flight.
Great point.
Thank you, McCullough. Appreciate it. Oh, shitballs. This is open.
Don't think so.
Yeah. You just handed me a loaded weapon, dude. Okay. You just came and gave me a beer, and it was completely open. Okay.
All right, so you have Delta number 1.
Delta number 1. I got to clean up this disaster, this war zone you made here.
So Mark's going Delta, American, Southwest, and then United. United 4th? I feel like United's up there. I mean, Petey, you know better than anyone.
I go Delta. Thank you, buddy. Okay, we're going to clean up this little splash zone right here. It's like a kiddie pool for alcoholics. All right, so I'm going to go. It was so nice of him to open it for me. I just had no idea. And then I squeezed it, and it just kind of came oozing out the top. All right, that's what she said.
A little behind
All
the scenes.
I'm going to go Delta number 1.
Okay.
And then United, American, Southwest.
Okay.
I don't think Southwest has to be 4, but of the big
What
ones
if you
there.
throw prices, like pricing into it, like bang for your buck?
Here's my issue with Southwest. You either fly at 3 a.m. or 11 p.m. if you want to get good pricing.
Agreed.
Outside, they sound cheap, and then you get on the website, and it's 5 a.m. or nothing.
Yeah.
And it's well, that's not ideal. And I don't, my dad's a pilot. I know a decent amount about aviation. Pilots are good, but 5 a.m. pilots scare me because I'm not good at 5 a.m. Why do I think he will be? Brown Tiger, what's up, dude? We got another super chat flying in. Oh, the bots are back. Oh, that's disgusting.
Type B to block those bots.
Yeah. Okay. Fletcher, I hope that answers your question. Brown Tiger, super chat. Unfortunately, as a Tigers fan and also a Browns fan, wish we could get Mike Williams. Got Deshaun Watson. That's pretty close. I agree. We talked about Mike Williams during free agency. Ultimately, the Chargers were never going to let him leave L.A. He was a sort of a bust-ish for being a top pick in 2017. Yeah, that sounds right. And then he finally came to play in 2021. Okay, so we got to get this show on the road eventually. So let's get this right here now. We're going to have 2 Q&As today. A little bit different than the usual live show where we usually only do 1 Q&A. No, we're going to do 2 Q&As today, but the here, don't use that coming up. Yeah. 2 Q&As today. The first Q&A is just going to be questions pertaining to Browns versus Chargers. So whatever you want to know about this matchup, just use hashtag Browns, and that's the first Q&A. So if you want to talk about matchups, how to beat the Chargers, all that good stuff, just stuff about Week 5 Browns-Chargers. The second Q&A, open the floodgates, ask whatever you want, like ranking airlines, which we did for a lot of time on today's show already, after cleaning up a bit of a spillage we had. Okay, so I think we are ready to jump into the first segment of today's show, as always, kind of a news and rumors roundup to get you guys caught up on everything coming out of Berea before we get closer and closer to Sunday. So here we go. All right. We ready to rock and roll, Patrick? Steve been working on the ones and twos. Brown Tiger, really appreciate your super chats. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Levi, we're going to talk about football. I'm sorry. This is the last time we ever talk about Southwest Airlines on this show. No free ads. No free ads. All right, we ready to rock and roll? Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's talk about football for Levi Mayfield. Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. Matthew Peterson from Chat Sports here, getting you guys ready for Browns versus Chargers coming up here. We're going to run through the latest news and rumors as we get closer and closer to Sunday. Today's show coming from our live show, by the way, every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Invite you to join us for our next edition if you have not already. So, before we really jump into our Bernie Kosar rumor meter heads and all that good stuff, wanted to get the injury news out to you guys ASAP as possible. So Cameron Justice tweeting out today that Joe Woods said Jadeveon Clowney is still day-to-day, said they'll see if he's able to practice today. Then Mary Kay did a fantastic write-up about this, and I think to kind of get you guys the short version, the spark notes from it, if you will, we'll have to wait and see till Sunday. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Jadeveon Clowney will wake up. He'll go through some warm-ups at the stadium. If that's the good news. If Clowney is still far from it, I'm guessing on Saturday they'll probably make a midday decision of we're just going to shut it down and we're going to get someone like Curtis Weaver up from the practice squad again. So I'm not overly optimistic on Clowney playing. Now, as for Myles Garrett, and then we'll talk about Greedy Williams in just a second, Garrett, I'm much more optimistic. Limited in practice. I think he's getting closer and closer to playing. Of course, missing last Sunday's game following a car accident on Monday, the week prior, that week before week 4 against the Falcons. So if I had to pick right now, Thursday afternoon, I think Garrett plays, and I think Clowney probably needs another week to get back from this ankle sprain he sustained during Thursday Night Football in Week 3 against the Steelers. Now, as for Greedy Williams, the corner who was put on IR before the season started, well, 4 weeks is up, and it's his time to shine. Maybe, right? The Browns are not in a rush to get Greedy back on the field and play 100% of the snaps. I think Martin Emerson has looked and played better than your average third-round rookie would in Week 1. I don't think we should have expected him to go in there and look like a Pro Bowl corner, and that job was never going to go back to Greedy. Was he being picked on and abused by QBs? Not really. Was he an absolute shutdown corner, a Revis Island? No. He was somewhere in the middle. I think he was enough in the middle where when Greedy's healthy, the Browns are going to go back to him because they know that he played some great football last year at times, and they want to see that in him going into the last year of his contract. So I think Joe Woods is right on the money here. We're going to ease him back into the starting lineup, and we might see a bit of a snap share between Williams and Emerson. Okay, let's jump into some news and rumors coming up right now. So the first segment on today's show, should the Browns be looking to trade for Robert Quinn? This segment is kind of inspired by a viewer of the channel named Luke who asked me on Twitter, and that was a fair question to ask. I give it just one Bernie head, though. I don't think it's fake news. I think it has to be a little bit above that, given two things. The Browns are dealing with injuries on the defensive line, and the Bears are likely going to be a selling team. They're not going to look like a playoff team. They are not looking like a playoff team. They're not going to be a playoff team, at which point they will start unloading assets midseason and start looking ahead to the draft. So, like I said, though, going back to point number one, you asked me this in September, I say it doesn't really make sense, right? You got Garrett and Clowney. You don't need another defensive end. Alex Wright's a rookie. If you want to bring on a third defensive end and kind of get him caught up and get his growth kick-started, that would make sense. But hear me out on this one. This is why I only give it one Bernie head. Imagine this starting four up front. Garrett, Clowney, Quinn, and Taven Bryan all healthy. And when you look at what Robert Quinn did last year, quietly putting together 18 and a half sacks. Like, that is trivia in 2 years no one's going to know of which player I think was second in the NFL in sacks, only behind TJ Watt. Robert Quinn, who, by the way, had the most sacks in a season for the Chicago Bears in their history, a pretty proud history of playing good defense. It was a waste of 18.5 sacks last year. Now, this year, he's not on pace for 18.5 sacks. One sack, just 6 tackles. He has still been a menace to deal with, and he's drawing a lot more attention because there's no Khalil Mack opposite him anymore, so teams can focus in on 94 a lot more. But at the end of the day, whenever you want to talk about trades, I think the first thing you really got to start at is, all right, you want to trade for him? What are you going to give up, right? What can you offer? I don't think Robert Quinn goes for a second. Von Miller was traded last year for a second and a third. I think a third sounds about right for Robert Quinn. Maybe a fourth, but let's stick with a third. Do the Browns really want to enter next year's draft with just a second-round pick in the first 2 days of the draft? I don't think so. It works for the Rams, but you got to win the Super Bowl to make it work. So for that reason, I give it just one Bernie head because at the end of the day, we're talking about trading for a player that the Browns, when healthy, they don't really need, and it would cost them a little bit. And so I think it's a good idea maybe on paper or in Madden because, hey, Clowney's injured, and who knows if he's going to be healthy even for all year. And Garrett's coming off a car accident. Why don't you get this awesome guy named Robert Quinn? Yeah, maybe. But you really want to part ways with your lone third-round pick to get him? If he can get got for a fourth, I'm in. That starting 4, Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Taven Bryan, and then Robert Quinn, sign me up. Now, I'll let you guys chime in here and join the show. Should the Browns trade for Robert Quinn? Simple Y for yes or N for no down in the comments. And hey, while you're getting your votes in down below, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so, because what I want to do is take 10 new subscribers from this video and give you guys a shout out during our live watch party on Sunday for the Browns vs. Chargers game. So make sure you subscribe, tune in for that watch party to get that shout out and see if you are going to be on screen and be a part of the Cleveland Browns Report. Next segment coming up here. Stefanski, is he the bounce back king? You betcha. 4 Bernie heads, baby. Cleveland, he absolutely is the bounce back king. Kevin Stefanski, I don't think is a perfect coach, and outside of Bill Belichick and Andy Reid, who is a perfect coach? But Stefanski is good at this, for sure. He is 12-3 in games following a loss in his entire career through 2 years and change at this point with the Browns. He has a way to rally the troops and not let them get down in the dumps following a loss. Now, unfortunately, last season wasn't the case following the Chargers matchup. Hate to bring up some sore memories here, but Stefanski is a smart X's and O's coach. I think that's what got him the head coaching job to begin with, and he should learn from their mistakes last year against the Chargers, which was maybe, first off, he had some questionable coaching decisions. Remember the debauchery to end the first half and then the poor management at the end of the game? So hopefully he can correct that up on his side. But in terms of film takeaway, it's not the same roster as last year, but it's the same core pieces. And this core pieces of Herbert, Eckler, and Mike Williams, they're all going to be there this Sunday at First Energy. So hopefully Stefanski can learn from the mistakes of last season, which it doesn't take a huge film breakdown to tell you, don't let Mike Williams put up 165 yards and 2 touchdowns on you. You pay Denzel Ward a lot of money, north of $100 million to be exact. You drafted corners in the first round like Greg Newsome, Greedy Williams in round 2, Martin Emerson in round 3. You paid a lot of money to John Johnson. You drafted Grant Delpit early. A lot of investment went into the secondary. This is a game where the secondary has to look like the secondary that the Browns have invested in. Because stopping Herbert is not something that any coach has the solution to, right? Maybe you can throw some different looks and catch them at bad moments and capitalize off that. But over the course of a game, Herbert's going to make impeccable throws. It's just about making enough stops that your offense can tread water and fight back against a Chargers defense that we'll look at later is kind of cheeks. Now, what's your confidence level in Kevin Stefanski? I don't want to say who, but I saw a local news outlet write an article about whether or not Stefanski should be on the hot seat after the 2-2 start. I think that's way too premature. Now, I'm not going to go all the way to say I'm at 10 with Stefanski, because unless it's even Bill Belichick. Are Patriots fans saying 10 with Bill right now? No. So I give it like a 7.1. I think I'm just over a 7, but I'm not going to run away with it. All right, we're going to get to more rumors in just a moment, but first, our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS, is back for another season, and they are back to giving the Dog Pound an awesome deposit bonus. Head on over to chatsports.com/bet, promo code Browns125, and that's going to get you guys a 125% deposit bonus. I have said maybe take it easy on betting on the Brownies right now because they continue to seesaw, win-loss, win-loss. But if you want to bet on the rest of the NFL, just make your picks at chatsports.com/bet, promo code Browns125. Third and final segment on today's show are the offenses on Sunday. For both sidelines, in for a big day. I give it 3 Bernie heads. I'm not going to go to 4 only because it's really hard to mentally talk myself into, oh yeah, Jacoby Brissett and a banged-up Justin Herbert can put up a combined 90 points, sort of like what happened in last year's game. Now, the defenses this year have been underwhelming on both sides. We're talking about, let's just start with the Chargers for a second, a defense that has Bosa to begin with and Derwin James, and all they did in free agency was trade for Khalil Mack and sign J.C. Jackson. Now, Mack's been good, J.C.'s been hurt, but this Chargers defense is giving up nearly 4 touchdowns a game. It's been very underwhelming. As for the Browns, giving up a little bit less, but still, we all know, underwhelming. I mean, before today's show, producer Patrick Seaman and I were just talking about this defense going through the secondary, and he's like an avid, he's an NFL fan, but he doesn't watch every single moment of Browns football. And I go, yeah, the Browns defense right now is just a lot of names on paper. No one that's actually playing up to their potential, in my opinion. Now, here's the good news. Nick Chubb is awesome. He is currently second in the NFL in terms of yards from the line of scrimmage, only behind Saquon Barkley. And he had a ton of success against the Chargers last year in Week 5. 161 yards and 1 touchdown. And then David Njoku had the best game of his career last season against the LA Chargers. 149 yards, 7 receptions. It's the only time he's gone north of 100 yards in his entire career. Now, Njoku was kind of Jekyll and Hyde last year, where it was great for some weeks and then MIA for other weeks. I think the last 2 weeks have been the best 2 weeks of Njoku's career because he has been a consistent target. Not just a, hey, in that Chargers game, take one play to the house and kind of inflate those stats a little bit. No, the guy has 14 grabs in the last 2 weeks. That is a high for him in any stretch of his career. So I like where the Browns are at offensively going into this game, which brings me to this question. Predict the score. Browns versus Chargers. You ask me this on Monday, I say Chargers 30, Browns 25. We're filming this live on Thursday. By Sunday, it's Browns 90, Chargers. I'm going to get to that point. But right now, put me down for the Cleveland Browns winning this game 27-25. A Yorker, baby. A Cade York walk-off field goal. Let's go. Get the Dog Pound riled up. That's what I'm talking about. Give me your score predictions down below. I'm all in on the Browns this Sunday. I've done it. I have talked myself into it. And I don't care.
You guys just witnessed Petey convince himself in 30 seconds.
Michael Scott, I am ready to get hurt again. I am all in. I don't see how they lose this game now. I was pessimistic earlier this week. In fact, I have said the Chargers were going to win this game all season long. But with Bosa hurt and Herbert, with Bosa out and Herbert hurt, I'm in, baby. I'm in right now. All right, we got some super chats, I think, to get to that popped up on screen, baby. I just saw Yorker, baby, from Josh. I'm calling everyone baby. All right. By the way, like I said before the show started, in case you're joining us late, we are in a super chat battle right now with Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. So Tyler Becker, thank you so much for supporting the show right now. Don't mean to be pessimistic. Oh, no. But if y'all think we're beating the Chargers, you're crazy. The way our defense has played, we ain't going to stop Herbert. Tyler took me down to earth a little bit there. I don't think Tyler's dumb for saying that, right? I don't think it's a bad take at all. If anything, I think I have a worse take of the Browns are going to beat the Chargers just overall. But the secondary's got to come to play at some point. Why not this week, right? Why not make a statement? Put their foot down and go, enough is enough. We're going to start playing like the secondary we are all supposed to be right now. So, Tyler, we have a Super Chat happy hour menu for you. $5 drink out of the dog bowl. Appreciate you Super Chatting and supporting the show. While I drink this, Seatman, you want to read Brown Tiger's Super Chat?
Yeah, so we got another one from probably the realest one on the show. The Brown Tiger. He says, Petey, this might be an inside conversation between you two. He says, I mentioned this to you before. Does pattern continue?
Okay, so during the last game, Brown Tiger was very big on, I think the pattern he's talking about is the win-loss, win-loss, win-loss pattern.
Okay.
And I can't remember how he said that was going to end. Brown Tiger predicted last week that David Bell would finally emerge, and he had two big grabs. Brown Tiger, is that what you're talking about? The wins and the losses continue, like just one after another. One after another? I think so, maybe. F the Fins, Paul says, hey, we get to 100 likes. We do some show shots.
Show shots, yeah.
But we got a long way to go here. We're only at 34 right now. So hit that thumbs up icon. Look at it this way. What better way to really get into the weekend, Thursday afternoon, football's coming up soon, Broncos, Colts, than to sit back, relax, and talk Brownies with us. Talk NFL. All right, with that being said, though, we are going to get into two back-to-back mailbags. Now, the first mailbag just ask questions about the Browns-Chargers matchup, right? Just keep it focused in on that topic. The second mailbag, you can run amok, right? You can let your mind wander and ask anything you want. But the first one I ask, we kind of focus in on this Week 5 matchup between the Browns and the Chargers. Use hashtag Browns, or you can super chat like Brown Tiger and Tyler Becker have today. Appreciate their donations to the show here, and that's a guarantee spot on screen. Skip the line like the Brown Tiger just did right there. Oh, I saw this earlier, Brown Tiger. Yeah, I should have mentioned it, but I just didn't. I just forgot altogether. Brown Tiger saying that he learned the Chargers kicker is on the injury list. Here's the thing. Kickers are so fluky. For example, the Bears lost Cairo Santos with a personal reason 48 hours before kickoff. They brought in a former Chargers kicker, Michael Badgley. Oh, Mac with a super chat.
Oh!
But to answer Brown Tiger's point here, they brought in Michael Badgley, the Bears, last Sunday, and he just went a perfect 4 for 4. So, yeah, if you put yourself in like a 58-yard position, you'd like to have your original kicker, but sometimes you only end up with chip shots anyway, and it doesn't matter here. But I appreciate it. By the way, was I on? Remind me. Please put in the chat or super chat, whatever, about the pattern continuing, the seesaw, the wins, losses, win-losses. All right, Mac putting on some fireball for the show right now before we even get anywhere. It's such a long thing here. I'll read it out loud. Our run game is going to cause some serious damage to the Chargers. If we can get pressure on Herbert and take advantage of him not wanting to get hit because of his rib injury, we should be fine. By the way, take a shot. Mac, we're going to put this on the actual Q&A too, so you're going to get like double the coverage. Really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much, Mac. Bartender Patrick is going to pour up some shots right now for us here. Thank you so much, Mac. Let's go Browns, buddy. You just drink it yourself?
No, it was going to spill.
Oh, okay. Use a little slurp action?
Yeah, that's probably the worst thing to do for a shot is like
overfill it?
Or slightly like taste the shot instead of throwing it back.
What do we want to cheers to? First person that puts in the chat we're cheersing to.
Or if Mac
yeah.
What do you want to cheers to?
Uh-huh. Josh saying lockdown Mike Williams, JOK shadows Austin Eckler, secondary shows up, path to victory. Yes, okay, Brown Tiger, bingo. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. I think for now we cheers to, and I pronounced his last name correctly last time, Mac Predalis. So, Mac, appreciate you supporting the show. Thank you so much. Cheers, and let's go Browns. Cannonball coming. Name that movie.
Always fires you up.
I love it. Yeah,
For the victory. Yeah.
For the victory. Isaac with an awesome cheers right there. Thanks, Garza. Okay, get those questions in. Hashtag Browns. We got to get a couple more. Just make it about the Browns-Chargers game. Ask anything you want about stat predictions and keys to victory, all that stuff. Oh, let's go, Josh. Another super chat. We're going to give the Dolphins a run for their money. I think we are. Shh, don't tell them. York jersey coming this weekend. Yorker on the way. Josh, that is awesome. Cheers to you, man. I love to see that. I wonder how much money Cade York made on royalties after that walk-off field goal he had.
Probably a lot.
I think a good amount of coin.
That would be a cool stat to know. Like, jersey sold before the kick, jersey sold after the kick.
So Ray just put an awesome, not more of a statement in there. We can use that stat too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. Ray, great point. We'll bring that up during today's show as well. All right, Rod saying it's 50-50 for this game, maybe a slight favor us. You know, the Vegas isn't crazy on the Chargers. It's Chargers -1.
Wow.
Just 1-point favorites against the Browns when everyone said this was a foregone conclusion.
And it's in LA?
No, it's in Cleveland.
Oh, it's in Cleveland?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Huh. Like, if the Chargers were supposed to win this game, I think they'd be more than 1-point favorites. And Vegas knows.
So they're saying a Herbert-Brissett matchup is a pick-em pretty much.
Ryan, I think we upset. How about, like, here's the thing with upsets. Whenever your team gets upset, you're like, why can't we ever be on the other end of that upset? Why can't we ever beat the Goliath? This could be the week where the Browns are the David and beat the Goliath.
And you guys were kind of upset last weekend as
Exactly,
well, so.
right. Where if you're a Chargers fan, you're talking about this game going, oh, the Browns just lost to the Falcons. We have Justin Herbert. They have Jacoby Brissett overlooking this game.
Yes.
And they play, I believe, the Broncos the next week on Monday Night Football, which I don't think you have to, like, overlook to, like, start planning for that game because it's not like Denver's
rival.
but still a division rival. Home on Monday night, you know what I mean? Could happen.
I don't know.
I like it. You think we're good on some questions here?
Yeah.
Use hashtag Browns. We're about to get into a mailbag, so just questions about Week 5 against the Chargers, and that way you can be on the show. And I think that's what makes the Browns Report by Chat Sports so different from your regular, run-of-the-mill YouTube channel. It's an opportunity for you guys to be on screen, to be a part of the show, and to get your takes out there. Because we all have takes. We all want to call in to sports radio and be a part of it. This is an opportunity for you to do that here. So use hashtag Browns, or if you're feeling generous like the Brown Tiger and Mac and Tyler have done so far today, and Josh, Super Chat, you get to skip the line and guarantee a spot on screen.
Also, show shots at $50. We're at $40 right now.
He said it. Show shots at $50 here. We're at $9 away. We're at $40.98. We round up here. We're a good math teacher. We're a cool math teacher. Mac just stopped by the Dolphins. Mac, we've got boots on the ground.
Yes.
Behind enemy lines.
Hey Mac, love it.
Mac, do me a favor. Just go back there for a second, and let's say the host is named Will Scott. All right, tell Will Scott from PD at the Browns Report. Go Browns. And I'm gonna hear the reaction in about 45 seconds. That will do some wonders for me. When you see me smirk, you'll know that's because of what you did here.
Let's go.
All right, we ready to rock and roll? All right, make sure to get those super chat stuff. Yep, okay. All right, let's go, guys. Let's jump into a Browns mailbag. Today's Cleveland Browns Report is sponsored by Mint Mobile. If you are tired of overpaying for your cell phone provider and paying too much, well, stop and make the change right now. When you go to mintmobile.com/chatsports, that link is going to get you guys monthly rates as low as $15. We'll tell you more about their awesome benefits later on in today's show, but check them out. The link for that, by the way, is in the comments and the description of today's show. Now, today's show is a Browns mailbag pertaining to the Chargers, so only about Week 5 stuff, nothing, trade rumors, all that kind of nonsense, no. We're just focusing on Sunday, Chargers, First Energy Stadium, Cleveland. Let's ride, baby. Ray with the first question. More of a question/statement here. funny that the Browns were initially not worried about their defense, and now it's a weakness. Yeah, I think this is sort of like, love and hate it, this is sort of the beauty of the NFL, where you think you know how the whole season's going to go, and then you kind of get punched in the mouth a little bit here. Now, the Browns' defense so far this season, we can compare it to the Chargers for this matchup, is slightly better, which I think might be a bigger surprise. Like, if you think Browns fans are upset about the defense, the Chargers have Bosa, who, granted, is hurt, and that's a major factor, but they traded for Khalil Mack, they signed J.C. Jackson, they extended Derwin James, they've got a lot of good pieces, and they're giving up nearly 4 touchdowns a game. This Browns defense needs to step up, specifically in the secondary, and the interior defensive line, outside of Taven Bryan, it's just bad. It's hard to say step up because I'm asking them to do something I don't think they're capable of doing, right? I don't think these are legitimate starting NFL players, and so asking them to become that right now in the middle of the season feels like too tall of a task. But you're right. This Browns defense has been underwhelming. The beauty of the NFL is teams turn it around. For example, who remembers last year? Chiefs. Everyone wanted to fire their defensive coordinator, Spagnuolo. You ended up turning that defense around and getting them pretty close to winning a Super Bowl. So give it time. Don't absolutely start smashing the panic button after just 4 weeks. Scorpion, you're next up on the show here. Do you think Ward is going to bounce back? He looked all right against the Falcons, but we need more from the Warden. You're absolutely right that you need more from a guy who you paid $100 million to be one of the best corners in the NFL. And he did look, he had an interception against Marcus Mariota. I mean, Mariota only completed 7 passes in that win. I was about to say loss because my brain wanted to say 7 completions must be a loss. But he does need to start playing better. This Browns defense, Joe Woods spoke to the media on Thursday, and he said, I'm going to stop throwing multiple calls into the huddle, and that's where a lot of miscommunication is stemming from. Which I don't want you to take that and go, well, what the heck is he thinking? Giving them 2 calls at once? Of course there's miscommunications. This is a good example of, as fans, we may not know as much about football as we like to think because that's not uncommon. That happens all the time on offense and defenses that are at a good level. Tom Brady doesn't go into the huddle with 1 play. Tom Brady goes into the huddle thinking, we're going to do 1, 2, or 3 based on how the defense looks. And this Browns defense is at a point with its personnel that they should be able to handle that. In fact, they're not somewhat embarrassing, but hopefully the miscommunications do start to decrease, and Denzel Ward, like Scorpion says, bounces back. Do I think he will, to go full circle here and actually answer your question? Yes. There's a little bit of bias behind that. But I do think he does because he knows with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, the way they torched the Browns last year, the guy's a competitor. The guy's a gamer. He's going to want to even out the record a little bit here. This next question comes in from Gregory Libra. Last time their vertical game was unstoppable against us. Since that's been a problem this year, any thoughts other than prayer? So when you go up against against Justin Herbert and the Chargers, do you have much of a game plan of we're going to do this and that's going to limit Justin Herbert? No. But like I said, Cameron Justice tweeting this out regarding what Joe Woods and I just talked about. They're going to reduce the 2 play calls, which should make things easier. Now, it's also going to open up options for Justin Herbert because he's going to be facing, I wouldn't say a Mickey Mouse defense, but he'll be facing a less complex defense. Now, Herbert so far this year leads the NFL in passing, 1,250 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and probably about 8 broken ribs. But I am challenging this secondary across the board. Grant Delpit probably played his best game against the Falcons. He was great in run stopping. He made some plays in pass coverage. But Johnson, Emerson, if Greedy's going to be going to play, Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward, no one's off the hook, right? This entire secondary has to step up. If you're going to beat Herbert, I don't have film breakdown of if you do this, you'll beat Justin Herbert. No, Herbert's an alien. He can make something out of nothing. The way you beat Justin Herbert is you make enough plays that you give your offense some slack to go out and make plays and beat the Chargers defense. I think that's the best way you beat Justin Herbert. Now, who do you think needs to step up the most on this Browns defense? Is it Denzel Ward? Could it be Grant Delpit? Someone on the D-line? Let me know who you think down below. If I had to pick a name, I'll go Denzel Ward, purely because he's being paid more than everyone else, except for Myles Garrett. So, in the secondary, on the defensive line, wherever your issues are, Ward, you're a $100 million man. You got to start playing like it. All right, before we get to more questions, Mint Mobile, our proud sponsor today, like I said, has so many great benefits. I think the easiest one and the best one is how easy it is to switch from your current provider to Mint Mobile, all right? Listen, you don't have to waste your Saturday missing college football or missing NFL games on Sunday by going into your cell phone provider store. No, you can do it from your couch. Thanks to new eSIM technology, you can make the change, keep your phone number. Just start paying less and still be on the nation's largest 5G network. Go to mintmobile.com/chatsports, which that link is in the comments and the description of today's show, and start saving money. And that way you can spend some more money on, say, I don't know, a Cade York jersey after he walks it off against the Chargers. I didn't say it. Yes, I did. This next question comes into Super Chat from Mac Predalis, a big-time Super Chatter here at the show. Appreciate you supporting us, Mac. Our run game is going to cause some serious damage to the Chargers. If we can get some pressure on Herbert and take advantage of him not wanting to get hit because of his rib injury, we should be fine, okay? Nick Chubb last year had a field day against the Chargers on the ground. He put up some of his best numbers of the entire season, 161 yards, and just gashed LA. They need that again. Not because it's the Chargers, because that's the way the Browns are going to win with Jacoby Brissett. By not asking him to throw 350 yards and 3 touchdowns, but by Nick Chubb putting up over 100 yards. Amari Cooper making key grabs on third down. Donovan Peoples-Jones with yards after the catch. Anthony Schwartz staying off the field, right? That's how they're going to beat the Chargers. That was really me and Anthony. I don't know why I decided to do that dig there. But Chubb was awesome last year. They're going to need that and every bit of it against a Chargers team that is going to score points. Josh Miller, what's up, dude? Will Greedy Williams be on a pitch count Sunday? So Joe Woods spoke to the media following Thursday's practice and was kind of asked about this. He said they're going to ease him back coming off that hamstring injury. I think a pitch count's a very good way of putting it, Josh. I'm guessing it's going to be a nice little share of reps between Martin Emerson and Greedy Williams, a little bit hot and cold potentially. Once Greedy's 100% healthy, I'm guessing he's going to get that job back. But I don't expect Greedy to come back this Sunday and play 90% of coverage snaps on defense. Nope, I'm guessing they're going to kind of ease him back a little bit here. Brown Tiger, Super Chat MVP of the show. Do you think we run it 28 times or more with Chunt this game since the Bolts' run defense is trash? You know, it's funny that NFL fans are always mad when teams run the football, and I think the Browns are one of the few fan bases that get mad when the Browns don't run the football enough. 28 run attempts, I don't have a huge issue with that number. Nick Chubb averages about 20 to 25 a game. Kareem Hunt on the season, I think, has 45 rushing attempts through 4 games. That's a little over 10. I could see 28 to 30 very much well in the cards. What will be interesting to see is if this game starts to become a bit of a shootout, does Stefanski go away from that bread and butter and start passing the ball more? Or does he stick to the DNA of this team, which is running the football? Ray, what's up, dude? You're up next. Njoku was huge in last year's Chargers game. That is a fact. David Njoku had the best game of his career in a lot of ways. Week 5 in 2021 against the Chargers. Career high in receiving yards, 149. The only time he's gone north of 100 yards in a game. 1 touchdown. He had that long touchdown. The yards after catch was awesome in that game last season. But I would argue that Njoku's best football has been the last 2 weeks, where he's collected 14 receptions. He's become a go-to blanket for Jacoby Brissett. And hopefully, if he can capture whatever magic he had in that Chargers game last year and add that to the potion of what he's done the last 2 weeks, we might see the best game we've ever seen out of Njoku this Sunday from First Energy. Last question coming in from Gucci Chubb. The Browns got beat bad in their run game last week. What needs to change? In fact, do we have any more super chats? I think I saw one fly in here, Seep. So we got one or two more to get to. All right, and I got to read the question again. The Browns got beat bad in the run game last week. What needs to change? So I was pretty critical of Joe Woods. And then today, I had some time to rewatch the All-22. And I was watching that drive after Denzel Ward made the interception, and then the Falcons came back on the field and ran it 10 plays, 75 yards. At some point, Joe Woods can only do so much, where defensive linemen are just getting pushed off the football. There was just no sort of penetration. And Jacob Phillips, I think, was okay for his first real start in the NFL. JOK continues to probably be underappreciated, in my opinion. But in terms of what needs to be better, I don't think there is a very big scientific answer to this. It is Jordan Elliott, Tommy Togiai, Perrion Winfrey. Those guys need to be better in the middle. Because what happens is if they get blown off the football, then all of a sudden the offensive line, they can go to the second level. And they can take out the best run stoppers on this team in JOK and Jacob Phillips and Taki. So the defensive line needs to control their gaps more so that the linebackers can do their job. Mac with another super chat and question. Richard LeCount was waived. Haven't heard much about that. And how do you feel about D'Anthony Bell getting snaps in run situations? So yeah, Richard LeCount was waived. He was brought back onto the practice squad. He has just been sort of the 53rd guy in this roster so far this year. So the Browns saw an opportunity to make some roster moves and ultimately keep Richard LeCount in the building still. But D'Anthony Bell is one of those fantastic preseason. No idea how he'd actually fare in real football, right? Against teams starting offensive lines. He had a lot of turnovers in the preseason. He was forcing fumbles. He was making interceptions. He was really forcing fumbles. So I'm interested to see if D'Anthony Bell, what he would do given the opportunity on the field against a first-team offense. But truthfully, I can't stand up here and be a wizard and go, oh, this is how he's going to play. I got no idea how a UDFA would fare against a real first-team offense. But my gut says I'm not too optimistic. All right, quick question I want to ask here. Is this a must-win game? The Browns have to win this game? I know we love to throw that term around. And in the moment, it always feels like yes, because it feels like the sky will fall if they lose. But is this game really must-win if they fall to 2-3, the season's over? I think it's a little early to say that. Okay, we've got one last thing coming in here from Ray. Who will be wearing the green dot for the Browns on Sunday? That would be Jacob Phillips. That's who's going to be wearing the green dot, taking over from Anthony Walker. Hopefully the communication improves. I appreciate you joining us for today's show, making us a part of your day. Follow me on Twitter at MatthewPD if you have not already. Signing off here. Seeing you guys later with more Browns news and rumors here at the channel. Is this a must-win game? We love to toss that term out. I don't think it absolutely is, because before the season we all said the Browns will probably lose to the Chargers. Well, if it actually happens, then why is it the end of the world? Well, they started off 2-2 and they should have been 3-1. You can make the argument for 4-0, but as my desk buddy Jeffrey Cooperstein would say, yeah, and if your if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle too. Like, yeah, you should be 4-0, but you aren't 4-0 here. Ray with a super chat, and this will probably feed nicely into our second mailbag. Browns need to sign a dog like Ndamukong Suh to put some bite into our defensive game planning. Pro Football Focus has Tommy Togiai ranked as the worst interior defensive tackle. The second worst, Jordan Elliott. I am not going to shoot down any ideas of bringing in people to improve the interior defensive line because, quite literally, I don't think they could be worse. They're already at the bottom, and the nerds in the eyes of PFF. I'm open to all ideas. Dog bowl drink here. While I do that, could you please read Brown Tigers?
Yeah, we also got shots coming up for you guys because we're at $65.
Oh, let's ride.
I'll say we'll put the next one at $75 for the next shots for PD and I. But Brown Tiger, he says, was watching the game again this week and saw our D-line was not playing their position.
The defense, I was pretty harsh on Joe Woods, and I don't think Joe Woods should be just let off the hook. But at some point, there is an actual fact of the coach can only do so much. Yeah. If the personnel cannot execute, Great example of this, by the way. Kind of off topic-ish. Who remembers the Njoku end around last week? I hated it in the moment. It went for a loss of 7. They asked AVP and Stefanski and whatnot about that today at the presser. And I rewatched the play. Njoku just doesn't follow the blocking. He tries to go around the final outside tackle blocking the edge when he should have cut it up the middle and probably only gets 2. But that's what the Browns said was worst case scenario, was if it doesn't work, he should get at least back to the line of scrimmage. And he should have. But he didn't follow the blocking. So at some point the coaches go, well, we can't run the football for you. The play call, I think, is probably one that you should never use again because I don't like Njoku in that situation to begin with. But if he doesn't follow the blocking, the coaches, you want to fire the coach? Fine, bring in a new coach, make the same play call, you get the same result. You know what I mean here? All right, it's a dog ball, woof, woof, for the Brown Tiger.
Let's go. What should we cheers this second shot to? We already said for the victory. First person in the comments, we will cheers whatever you say, PD and I, on the second shot. And then we're $9 away from another shot from PD and I. You guys have been killing it. I think we're beating Dolphins right now.
We got to be.
It's quiet over there. It's quiet.
Okay.
Right.
It's very quiet. So we're going to get a second mailbag. Use hashtag Browns. Oh, we got shots.
Yeah.
You want to pour these bad boys up for me, please? Thank you.
Me being single again.
Scorpion.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, buddy. How about this? I wasn't supposed to air this out. You and producer Patrick Seaman.
We're both newly single. Scorpion.
Yeah. We'll get you guys on the town, all right?
Okay.
Scorpion, shout out your city. I don't need your address, but we'll find you. Well, that sounded weird. We'll go to the local saloon in your town, wherever that may be.
In the chat right now.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Not open. Thank you, buddy. McCullough didn't toss me a loaded grenade this time. You in the bathroom? Okay, yeah.
Me and Scorpion.
Cheers to the single crew. If you're single, like the video.
Cheers.
I should add I am not single, and I have a very loving girlfriend who might be watching, and I could be in trouble. No. Single crew. Okay, so. All right. Patrick's going to run to the bathroom. That brings on Matthew McCullough. Do you want to make your Browns report debut here? We'll let you get situated, get all set up and whatnot here. So we're going to jump into a second mailbag in a moment. So get those questions in, hashtag Browns or Super Chat. We're at $65, $66 in Super Chats. What did Patrick say? Was it 70 or 80? We'll do another round of office shots here. All right, you stay put right there. You ready to talk? Almost. All right, whenever you're ready, make your YouTube debut. We'll welcome on the newest member of the Browns family. That is Matthew McCullough. Oh, look at him working on the ones and twos. Just take me off. You ready? All right, just take those headsets off because you're going to hear yourself talk. Take them off. Yeah. All right, you ready? Okay. Matthew McCullough, welcome to the Cleveland Browns Report. McCullough here is a Texas native.
I am.
He's an OU. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I almost baited you there. He's a Texas fan, so that kind of just, we bridged the gap here for a second. College football this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Big showdown, the Red River rivalry. How do you like Quinn Ewers coming back for Texas, Oklahoma?
You know, I'm pretty excited. I think that the offense has a higher potential with him in terms of the deep ball.
Yeah.
Hudson Card's not a bad quarterback, but he certainly can't hit deep shots like Quinn can.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, Dylan Gabriel's also out, I think, for OU because of the concussion last week against TCU. So I think that's also huge for us. So I'm pretty excited, and I like our chances.
Texas, Oklahoma, that should be a good game here. Ryan, quick question. Who leads the AFC North? I think that would be your Cleveland Browns. That was a record time to the bathroom for Patrick. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Scorpion's letting you off the hook. You don't have to go on to a single bachelor party with him, he says. Dog Pound loves you. All right, get those questions in. Hashtag Browns. Just open in the mailbag. Ask me anything. Browns, NFL, football. Single Patrick related, doesn't matter. Just use hashtag Browns or Super Chat. What did you say, $70 for another round of office shots?
75.
Was it 75? That makes more sense.
9 more bones.
Yeah. So $10 more. Oh,
awesome.
Did we ever put that $10 Super Chat on the screen?
No, we did not.
Oh, I was like, okay, shame on us here. Kevin Wiseman did not forget about you.
And this was a good. I like.
Cheers, man. Let me see what he said.
Correct.
Thanks for being our eyes on the Browns game for these two Clevelanders in the southern plains of Colorado. Kevin, I love that. Cheers to you, man. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Petey's drinking a Miller right now with me. Petey's a Coors guy.
I'm drinking whatever McCullough brings me here. Cheers. I wish I had. I was about to say I wish I had a factoid about Southern Colorado. I know nothing about Southern Colorado.
Really?
I know there's Denver, and then Colorado Springs and Grand Junction, and those are like outside of like Vail and Steamboat, like the only actual cities in Colorado I know.
But also the Dolphins, they're at 70 right now.
The Dolphins are at 70.
We're at 65.
Oh.
So we're
Game on, bitches. Let's ride.
Game on.
Let's go. We are right there
now.
with them. Let's beat our Dolphins channel here in Super Chats. Let's throw up the Super Chat menu really quickly. Happy hour. We're going to have some fun here. Scorpion, speaking of single man, talk about Cooper one catch. That's a great question we'll bring up here. It's happy hour. If you're getting ready for the weekend, you want to relax, crack open a cold one with us, enjoy the show, invite you to partake if you'd like, and if you're feeling generous enough, Super Chats go a long way to not only keep the lights on here for the Browns Report, but to get us more studio space, to get us more studio time, to do more things, more resources. The Brown Tiger, Mac, Kevin, all of you guys, Josh, who have Super Chatted today, goes a long way. Thank you so much here. And best of all, God, our faces light up like kids on Halloween when we see a Super Chat flying. It is. I mean, it's like a. I can't say that on YouTube, but if you, it's like a. I want to say the Step Brothers line.
Oh,
Mac! Let's go Browns!
Come on,
Let's go Browns! Let's go Browns! Oh, Shaylin Spin, that's the best Browns channel. Let's go, baby!
Let's go, Mac.
Okay, we're doing both. For Mac, you get the dog bowl, and you get the we got some shots coming.
We're not losing.
Marshall Green in the studio. Let's ride, baby. Woof! Let's go Browns!
Let's go, Mac. Shout out to you. And that
Let's go, baby.
It's over. So now I'll put the new number at 100. We're at 85. I'll put the new number at 100 for shots.
Yeah, new number for $100 at shots. $15 to go. Mac, thank you so much for the Super Chat, man. Goes a long way. Really appreciate the support here.
Get your shot glass?
Yeah, I got my shot glass.
All right, Mac, you got to also
tell us what we're cheering to.
Yes. What are we cheering to?
Brown Tiger. We'll get all these questions. I'm just kind of reading them right now as he pours. I think we should run the ball 60 to 70% this game and pass 30 to 40%.
Do you want me throwing those in the mailbag?
Yeah. Those are all good stuff.
Okay.
Okay. I don't hate that. Just at a first glance, Brown Tiger. Max invited to my single bachelor party.
Hell yeah.
Scorpion, can we come?
Never mind. The Dolphins channel's at $32.
Oh!
We're smoking them right now.
And here was the best part. We didn't declare war on them.
No, they
He
declared
came into
war on
our
us.
studio before we started and said, we want to do a Super Chat battle.
Yes. So
And I was like,
Scott,
all right.
he comes in here talking all loud, saying,
He was talking a lot of shit.
Because, listen, normally the Dolphins channel, they'll put up some numbers. Not right now. Not right now.
Not today.
Mac, what are we cheersing to?
Let us know.
Staying 100?
Staying 100.
Staying 100. We'll cheers to staying 100. Staying
We
real.
shut them down because we can.
Because we can. Cheers.
Herb Brooks. Cannonball coming.
Let's go.
Name that movie. Cannonball. Cheers. I don't even know why I opened that. I just took a shot for him. Okay.
Mac.
No work's getting done after this. This is my favorite part of the whole week.
Yes.
Is we get to just sit back, relax, talk football with you guys here. Yes. All right. So let's get ready for this Q&A, or else we're not going to get anything remotely productive done today. Yeah. So we're going to jump into a mailbag here. Use hashtag Browns like the Brown Tiger did, all that stuff. Ray, Caddyshack, you know. I'm never going to stop saying it here. Okay. Hashtag Browns or Super Chat like so many of you have already today, which goes a long way here. I'm going to repeat that speech, but it does go a long way to, get some more love at Chat Sports for the Browns Report, because we need it. You guys need it. We need it. Starting to get sentimental. All right. Let me know when you're ready, Patrick. Okay, gotcha. Okay, sounds good. All right. So, Browns mailbag coming your way. Ryan, Let's just load it on screen right now. Yeah, yeah. Ryan with a super chat. Yeah, you see, exactly. Okay. Ryan super chat. Ryan, another legend here at the channel.
Let's go.
We beat the Finns today. The Chargers on Sunday. That makes the Browns 4-2. Going into the Patriots, they suck. 5-2. Then it's the Ravens on the road. And they shock Baltimore.
6-2.
And then they get the Bengals on Monday Night Football on Halloween. Peekaboo, it's 8-2.
And then Deshaun Watson's back.
And then it's basically the Super Bowl. I just did it.
Yeah.
I did it. I just talked myself into it. Heard it here first.
Paul Brooks putting his F-Pit in the chat.
F-Pit, Paul. Cheers to you, buddy. F-Pit indeed. All right, are we ready to jump into a mailbag? I think so. Okay. Also, I forgot to say, I put my old Jim Brown jersey on because the Cooper jersey, I don't think has a losing record. Well, I wore this jersey before week 1, and it won. So I'm going to go back to the basics. That's why I'm wearing my Jim Brown hockey jersey, basically. Okay. We ready? Okay. Yeah, we'll get the mailbag. There it is. All right, let's jump into a Cleveland Browns mail. Okay, yeah. Oh, $12 away from shots. So just some food for thought right there. All right, hashtag Browns, super chat. Let's go. Welcome into a Cleveland Browns mailbag here. Now, today's mailbag was recorded during our live show every Thursday at 4 Eastern. So if you want to ask a question, get on screen like so many people have here at the channel. Our award-winning mailbags, might I remind you too? Well, just make sure you tune in during our live show every Thursday at 4 Eastern. So this first question is a super chat from Ray. Browns need to sign a dog like Ndamukong Suh to put some bite into our defensive game planning. I think I was on the early side of signing Ndamukong Suh. I talked about this back in like February and into March, all right? I don't have much of an argument against this because quite literally, I don't think it could get worse. If you want to go off Pro Football Focus's rankings, the Browns have the worst defensive tackle in football in Tommy Togiai, and the second worst in Jordan Elliott. And if Taven Bryan, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, is going to miss time or is not 100% when he returns, I think what we saw against the Falcons might just be foreshadowing of what is to come against a team that has an actual starting running back and not, pardon my French, Caleb fucking Huntley, who just gashed the Browns, and Tyler Algier, a rookie who was inactive week 1. Imagine what J.K. Dobbins and Joe Mixon are going to do. I am not opposed to signing Ndamukong Suh right now. Now, the Browns, mid-season, I don't think they're in on it. So that's the important voice that matters, Andrew Berry's. But in terms of what I would do, yeah, I would see, hey, Ndamukong, are you in shape? Because I don't think you can be worse than what we have right now. Scorpion, what's up? You're next here on the show. Speaking of single man talk, if you know, you know, live show jokes, inside jokes here. Talk about Cooper getting one catch. He got to get the ball more. We all said this after Sunday, and the Browns on Thursday, speaking with the media, said, yep, we got to do more. Now, give credit to A.J. Terrell, the Falcons cornerback, who did a very good job against Amari Cooper, but nevertheless, when you've got a playmaker like Cooper, as a coach, it is your responsibility to go, don't overthink it. Get some play calls that's going to get Cooper in space. Because I know it may sound cliche, but I think there's a lot of truth to get Cooper the football, like get it in his hands quite literally, let him start getting some receptions, and all of a sudden the corner, A.J. Terrell in this case, is going to start feeling like, all right, they're targeting him. And now you're going to start getting a little bit of a mental warfare going between those two. And that's when some big explosive plays can happen. When he's got one grab and one grab for 9 receptions in the game, offense is not going to look pretty. Eliteness 445, you're next here. I've heard the Broncos need a running back. Could Dearness Johnson or even Kareem Hunt go to Denver? So yeah, the Broncos, in case you missed it, Javonte Williams out for the season. Torn ACL and LCL. It's a very scary injury. But their backup is Melvin Gordon, who has had a case of the fumbies the first couple weeks of the season. I think he's got like 4 fumbles in 4 games. Now, This is airing before Thursday Night Football, so we'll see how things go against the Colts for them. But I am not for trading Kareem Hunt. I am not in favor of trading away some of your most viable assets, as this team is not sellers. They're 2-2 right now. No trading Kareem Hunt. Dearness Johnson, given the right pick, I'd part ways with. Because if he's just going to be limited to special teams or being inactive at times too, yeah. Now, Jerome Ford going on IR is going to get Johnson more reps and more, snaps and whatnot. But if the Broncos want to pony up and give you a 5th-round pick, sign me up. I know 5th-round picks might sound pretty invaluable, but there have been some good day 3 picks that come out of this. And for the Browns, a team without a first, every pick is going to feel like it's 1 round earlier. So for the Browns, if I'm talking to Denver, Hunt off the table. Dearness Johnson, let's negotiate. Now, speaking of Kareem Hunt, I want to throw this question in your direction here. What is the lowest offer you'd accept for Kareem Hunt? No team's going to offer a 1st or a 2nd-round pick for him. Let's just get that out of the way. A 3rd-round pick, I still think is too high, right? No, meaning high, it's kind of backwards here. No team's going to offer 1st or 2nd. I think 3rd, you're still reaching. 4th, you're getting warmer. I would not trade him for anything worse than a 4th-round pick. Could you get more for him? Probably not, because in running backs, you're never going to get their actual value, right? Kareem Hunt is better than a 4th-round pick, but teams don't want to give up more than a 4th-round pick for a 27-year-old running back on the last year of his contract. But Kareem Hunt is just instrumental to this offense, and I do not want to see him go away for a 5th, 6th, or a future day 3 pick. So that's the lowest I'd go. No lower than 4th. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Diesel3290, one of the commenters of the week here. If we can get Robert Quinn for the right price, we should. All right, so Robert Quinn trade rumors are never going to go away because of what he did last season for the Bears, which was have an absolute monstrous season where he put up 18.5 sacks and had 4 forced fumbles, okay? Robert Quinn had the best season of his career, I believe. Now, this year, it's been a bit slower with no Khalil Mack flanking him on the opposite side. He gets more attention. Now, to really answer the question of should the Browns be looking to trade for Robert Quinn, I think an interior or defensive line of Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney on the inside, Taven Bryan, and then Robert Quinn is a awesome lineup. The issue is the Bears are going to ask for a decent price for Robert Quinn. And I don't think the Browns are one Robert Quinn away from really turning things around here on defense. The defense still has big issues in the secondary. Now, once Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett are healthy, no one's going to be having issues with this defensive line in terms of getting after the quarterback. And that's what Robert Quinn does. He gets after the quarterback. So if you want to bring Quinn in to stop the run, I don't think he's going to be a big help for you. In fact, our Bears Now host just popped into the studio. Oh, yeah, we're live right now. We're middle of the cut, too. Robert Quinn from the Bears to the Browns. You think Quinn's going to come into Cleveland? Oh, boy. You got some behind the scenes here. You think Quinn's going to come into Cleveland, Harrison Graham from Bears Now, and help stop the run for the Browns defense? He's not a run stopper. He's a pass rusher. So you're going to bring in a big name who had 18.5 sacks last year. That's not going to really fix your problem. All right, bye, Harrison. All right, let's move on to the next question. That was some live behind the scenes right there. Ray Bidding, need to use Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah as a spy on, no, I was going to say Khalil Herbert. Speaking of the Bears, Justin Herbert. Okay. And that's for what JOK's role is. Hey, JOK is a jack of all trades. You can do whatever you want with him. He can get after the quarterback. He can stop the run. He is a extremely athletic, versatile linebacker. I don't want to see JOK be kind of boxed in and limited to just spying on Herbert because, sure, Justin Herbert is dangerous with his legs. He's a mobile guy, but he's more dangerous with his arm. And I don't want to see that arm torch the Browns because of JOK standing 5 yards off the line of scrimmage and not getting after the quarterback or not running with the running back into the flat. I don't think that's the best role for JOK. I think that's a decent role for someone like Jacob Phillips or Taki, but JOK, he is just too athletic and versatile to be kind of pigeonholed into that one route role against one of the best. Now, we're going to answer more questions here in just a second, but I want to invite you all to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Go down to that right there, okay? It's like the cliche YouTuber part. It is right here, big red button. Hit it right now, and listen. When you do that, you're going to get locked into free daily Browns content. So if you're a diehard, regular, average Joe Browns fan, whatever it may be, make us part of your Browns YouTube community by hitting that subscribe button. We got another question from Ray. What's up, dude? Rams will probably give up a third for a running back at this time. So Cam Akers has been underwhelming. Darrell Henderson has been underwhelming. The Rams are definitely F them picks type of team. But at some point, they're running out of picks to trade away. I don't think the Rams with Sean McVay, I think they learned their lesson from last year of we're not a running back away from being a better football team. They traded 2 picks away for Sony Michel. Did that improve them? No. Are they afraid of getting burned again? Probably. I don't think the Rams are going to make the same mistake twice. Eek Browns. What's up, dude? Should the Browns look to trade Anthony Schwartz? Question number 1. Who wants him? Right? Who are you going to find to take on someone that has 1 reception and 19 yards this season? Yes, he's a former third-round pick, so that's going to, persuade some GMs into thinking he's got more potential because he was picked in the 3rd round. But the coaches clearly have no faith in him. He doesn't get any targets. He's not a part of the game plan. He comes on sometimes as kind of a decoy, maybe an end around here and there. But at this point, when defenses see him come on the field, they know, all right, you can run route. You can run one route, a go route, which you can't really catch very well. Sorry, Schwartz. Or he's going to do an end around. So they know what to expect when they see 10 come on the field. If another GM thinks they can uncapture something in him, by all means, I'm for it. Right? He's just collecting dust on the bench right now. And I was an Anthony Schwartz, I wouldn't say defender, but I'm going to go with realist, which sounds like an artist term, of, hey, if you want to cut the guy, don't let it be because of preseason drops. Let it be because of regular season drops, right? We're at the point now where if he's not going to play, and you want to see more, like Michael Woods when he comes healthy, by all means, see what he's got. Because Schwartz, year 2, it's still early, but he's had 0 impact this year. Now, have you given up on Anthony Schwartz yet? Y for yes or N for no. Let me know if you have kind of punted on number 10. You're like, let's just cut our losses and all agree, hey, not every pick's going to be a home run. That happens. This is not an anti-Andrew Berry drafting. There is no GM, literally no GM, that has perfect drafts. They just don't. It is a crapshoot, and they miss on some. I think it's safe to say this was a miss. Now, we're going to get to 1 or 2 more questions, but in a moment. First, BetUS, our proud sportsbook partner, has such a great deal for you guys right now. When you go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Browns125, that's going to give you a 125% deposit bonus. So if you want to put some cheddar down, you want to put, your money where your mouth is, and you want to make some dough on the Browns or the NFL, make all of your picks right now by going to chatsports.com/bet and using promo code Browns125. One of the legends here at the channel, Scorpion, back at it again, asking, got into a debate with a buddy. Love it already. Better Deshaun Watson starts right. Yes. Before I even read the rest of the question, I'm closing my eyes, and I'm going to go with yes, but I will finish reading it. Better Deshaun Watson starts right now, or Brissett takes the helm all season, and Deshaun plays next year. I put Deshaun plays this year for sure. Scorpion, you are in the right here. You are correct. And for one reason, no. For 230 million reasons why Deshaun Watson plays the moment his suspension is over. The Browns did not endure so much from the media and the public to go, this Jacoby Brissett guy's decent. Let's see if he can continue to play well. Nope. Jacoby Brissett was put into a role where he was only going to play for 11 games. He knew that going into it. Everyone knows that going into it. I don't even think if Jacoby Brissett went 11-0, they would have made the change. Haslam would have put his hands on Stefanski's shoulders like your weird uncle and go, Four's playing this Sunday. I don't care. And I care, Forrest playing Sunday, I don't care because I gave him $250 million guaranteed. I don't care about Jacoby Brissett. Put Deshaun Watson out there. Paul Brooks, the F. Pitt MVP here, asking, do you think Myles Garrett will get in trouble for wrecking his car like Big Ben did when he wrecked his bike? So, right, Big Ben did get into one. If I remember correctly, Big Ben said he won't ride his motorcycle again, and then he got caught doing it again. So that was a different situation. Hey, Myles Garrett was driving 20 miles over the speed limit. I don't know the exact, truth of what happened in terms of, he said an animal came on the road and he swerved. It was slippery. I wasn't there. I got no clue. What I know this, I drive 20 over going to work every single day. I'm guessing most of you guys do too. So I'm not going to stand up here and judge Myles Garrett for, guess what, being a human. Now, more laundry has been aired out of, he's had some speeding tickets. He's gone over 100 miles an hour. Cool, he drives a Porsche. If you drove a Porsche, I bet you drive fast every once in a while too. So I'm not going to stand up here and pretend to be the morality police and act like I don't speed. He's a human like you and I and speeds. Don't be a cop. All right, that's the last question on today's show. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys later. We've got that Browns Chargers watch party coming your way. Make sure to join us on Sunday for that. Have you given up on Anthony Schwartz, yes or no?
I have some bad news.
I heard a lot of cheers from Dolphins.
I have some bad news.
What did the Dolphins do?
We had a big lead. We were up 87-32. Then they got a $35 super chat.
Oh,
so
no.
They turned to 87-67. Then they got a 20, turned it into 87-87. Then they just got a $5 super chat. So we're down 92-87 right now.
We've got time.
We do have time because Petey and I also have our game to get to.
We're going to play our game. And here's the beauty of this game. Just $2, pick a team. And enough of those two are going to stack up, right? So if you were here last week here, what we like to do to round up the show is give our picks for Sunday. We're at 2 this week. Moneyline underdogs and the overs club. And then we're going to play our game, which if you missed last week, we'll run through again. But it's a really fun game. So we're behind a little bit right now against the Dolphins. Mac, you've been carrying the workload. Brown Tiger, someone else want to step up? Make a super chat? Oh, no, I hear the Dolphins celebrating. Okay, the Dolphins are celebrating. That's not good. Ray. We're talking about the car crash right now. I don't care about it anymore at this point. I probably should have said it during the cut a little bit. I don't care about it, but it's irrelevant. I don't care what led to it at this point. There was nothing mischievous. He was driving home after practice. We're not talking about a 2 a.m. DUI here, okay? All right, so appreciate all the super chats we've already gotten today. If you're feeling generous enough, let's beat the Dolphins. I'm tired of hearing they do this stupid song every time.
Hear it right now.
I can hear it, and it sucks. It really does. I want to beat them. Yeah. Let's go. All right.
Well, fine. We got a game.
We got a game here. Super chat, if you will. And we will sign off once we run through the game. Or if we get a super chat, that keeps the show going. Okay, we ready to run through? So what we're going to start right now is some underdogs we like for this Sunday. Because it's not just Browns-centric here at the Browns Report. There's 31 other NFL teams. So let's talk about some of the other big games going on. And Patrick, you've got a money line underdog you like. Make all your picks at chatsports.com/bet.
So my money line underdog is Cardinals giving the Eagles their first loss on the year. And I know you guys are saying the new Call of Duty just came, or it's about to drop. No, that was my point. The COD drops, I think it's 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's like this is week 5. So it drops week 7. So the new Call of Duty's not out yet. I think this is a game in Arizona. I don't think the Cardinals are as bad as people think. I think they're still pretty solid. I don't know, the Eagles, just natural in the NFL. Teams coming off a loss, they're a little more locked in at practice. Teams coming off a win, get a little more lackadaisical. Eagles, obviously they had some success last year, but we don't know how they'll handle success. how they'll handle being the #1 team in the league on almost every power ranking this week. I'm going to go Cardinals. That's my shocker money line bet of the week.
Okay, so I agree. In fact, I wanted to go Cardinals here because I know that the Eagles starting off undefeated, 5 points against a Kyler Murray home team feels a little out of bounds.
Yes.
Right, and the Dolphins are chanting more. They're starting to really pull away.
Right
God
now.
damn
Somebody's
it.
got to pull us out of this rut.
So, yeah, we're in a rut. Someone send just some kind of super chat so we can start getting the ball rolling again, please.
We also got shots at $12.
$12 away.
We'll do a shot.
Yep.
Is this your money line, or is this your money line?
No, the other one. So I like the Cardinals. I think Vegas might be a little overhyping just because the Eagles are undefeated. They're like, well, they've got to be big favorites. Like, I don't know. Let's slow down here. They're only 4-0. Like, I don't think they're ready to be 5-point favorites on the road. I think it's a good Cardinals team. Yeah. I think this is a little bit out of bounds. Yeah. A little too far, I think, for the Eagles.
Because you get 3 points at home. So Vegas is saying this would be 11-point favorites in Philly.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
All right. I'm going to go with the Bengals. Now, here's the thing. I kind of struggled this week because there are a lot of potential blowouts coming, right? You've got Jags, Texans. You've got Bears, Vikings, Giants, Packers, Steelers, Bills.
Which is 14 points.
Chiefs, Raiders. Like,
yes.
There are not a ton of close ones. And the close ones, like the Panthers and the Niners, I don't like the Panthers ever. So I'm going to go with the Bengals here. The Ravens, might we be seeing a free fall coming soon of like self-destruction, Marcus Peters chewing out John Harbaugh. They're blowing leads in the second half like it's their job. Bengals, meanwhile, coming off a long week, coming off a win. I could see Cincinnati, an underdog here at Baltimore, coming away with a win against their rivals. In terms of the whole board, I like this one more than my other options here.
So fun fact about this game, Ravens have lost 5 straight road games, or home games. Think about that.
Wow.
So this would be 6 in a row.
5 straight home games.
Which you would never think. I feel like when you think of Baltimore, you think of home field advantage.
I agree. Okay. Still looking for a super chat just to get us out of this rut as this Dolphins channel, Chat Sports, is just kicking our ass right now, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. So
we got Overs Club.
Overs Club right now. Let's jump into the Overs Club here.
So my Overs pick, which
you're over there.
I was feeling more confident about this before.
You're insane, dude.
Talked about it. I'm gonna go over in this game. I know it's at 44. I'm not the biggest fan of the Vikings defense. Obviously, I'm a Vikings fan. I know this team pretty damn well. I don't think. We hear the Dolphins channel screaming in the background, but they're only at 112. But I will say this: I think this is going to be my over pick. I think the Bears are going to be able to run the ball pretty well against the Vikes, and I also think the Vikes are going to be able to move the ball pretty well. No real.
Dude, I'm never going to hit the over in a Bears game.
That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Bears games overs. I would love to know that.
Like, let's say the Bears, who by the way didn't score a touchdown last week, let's say they put up 15 points, 14 points. Yeah.
Call it 14. So the Vikings would need to drop 30. So 31-14 barely hits over, which is tough.
That's a lot.
I don't know. I was feeling a little more confident about this 20 minutes ago.
All right, so that's your overs pick right there. My over pick, I'm going to go with the Niners and the Panthers. It's pretty low at 39.
The Niners game over.
The Niners can put up points, and Baker is just collapsing. He is melting, which I think is going to lead to just chaos. And that could be chaos in a pick six, chaos in a couple touchdown passes. He thinks he's got his swagger back. He starts to dance a little bit, right? We know Baker. We know him quite well. So I like the over for the fact that's pretty low at 39. You're not asking too much. The Niners, they can score points. Debo, that run game, they did a lot of damage against the Rams on Monday night. I think the Panthers, I think their offense, they can try and put together some scores here. So I'll go with that one.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so the way this next part of the show works, the final part, is we're going to play a quick game here, and we will stop playing once the final Super Chat comes in. So the more Super Chats we get, Oh, we got one from Nick.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Keeping us here.
Chipping away, baby. Chipping us away. Let's go, Nick.
$8 away from 100. $8
$8 away, $100. We do some shots here at the show.
This puts us $20 away from Dolphins.
Which is 20 backs from the Dolphins.
And they've been cheering.
They are loud.
They're very loud winners.
Yes.
Like when they get, they like to over-exaggerate what's
Right.
actually going on.
They are a
20
team.
bones away.
Right. If you've ever been in a bar and with opposing fans and they lose their mind over a first drive field goal, that's them right next to it.
Yes.
That is them over there.
Totally agree.
All right, Nicholas, what's up, dude? Stefanski going for it on 4th down and more than one early in the game when we can take the early lead instead of kicking a field goal drives me crazy. AVP today, speaking to the media, said, we are an analytics-driven team, and we're going to go by that. And I disagree with that decision because I believe, one, if I could write a book, it would be analytics should not apply to all 32 NFL teams. There should be some sort of points being docked for, oh, you're rolling with your backup quarterback on the road. Maybe you should take the points. Yeah. Especially in the first quarter. My tombstone will forever say, Matthew Peterson, take the points in the first half.
Yes, I love that.
When you know the flow of the game, when you know if points are going to be coming every single drive, or if it's going to be clawing for points, then in the second half, make adjustments. Nick, I didn't like the decision, and I still don't. I know that you live and die by it. If the Browns score, we're not complaining. If the Browns score, I literally tell you this. Here's how my play-by-play would have gone. Something like Nick Chubb scores, didn't like the call, but God bless Nick Chubb, right? Where I'm a little bit like, ooh, maybe got away with one right there. But I agree with you. I'm not crazy about bypassing points in the first half of games for most teams. The Bills want to do it. The Bills can do it. They're like the exception.
Position as PD would take the points in the first half. Because especially if it's the first or second drive of the game, I feel like that's a huge momentum thing.
Yep.
Like, if you're at, 4th and 1 on the opposing 1-yard line and you get stopped, the other crowd, or if you're on the road, or the other team, that's a huge win to get a stop. But if you still take your 3, it's still a win for the offense. So you get momentum going into the next drive.
So, Nicholas, thank you for the super chat. That puts us $7 away from $100 if we get there. More shots for the show. And now we're only $20 back from the Dolphins here at Chat Sports. Let's beat them. Let's go Browns, baby. $20 fireballs. Nicholas, I owe you a dog bowl. Oh, they're talking shit about us. I can hear them.
They're talking smack about the dog pound right now.
Let's go, boys. Let's go Browns. F the Fins, Adam. F the Fins, Zach. Zach, thank you for joining us from Canton, Ohio. Michael, that going for it was too stupid, just like John for the Ravens sabotage game. Okay, speaking of game, let's play our game right now.
Yeah.
So the way this works is we did this last week. So if you were here last week, you know. In case you're new, let me explain. We're going to play a game where you guys are going to spam the chat with random NFL teams.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look down and I'm going to pick one that I first see. And I'm going to give it to Patrick. And he has to put that team in a category of either playoff lock, playoff bubble, or miss the playoffs. The catch is he doesn't know all 3 teams beforehand. So he's going to find out as the game progresses if he made the right choice depending on the teams he gets put. So please start spamming the chat. Everyone watching right now, if you want to guarantee a team on there, $2 super chat, like the Brown Tiger, right on cue. Let's go.
F the Fins.
F the Fins, baby. Let's go. Brown Tiger, an MVP here at the channel. My man, F the Fins, F the Bolts, F Pitt. Fuck the Steelers. Let's go, baby. Cheers to you.
Love it.
And you know what? For that, we'll take the first team here. Start spamming the chat right now with teams, and we'll use that in our game. You're going to catch on as we start to play here. But everyone watching right now, just start putting different NFL teams in the chat right now. So, Patrick, the Dolphins, are they a playoff lock, playoff bubble, or are they going to miss the playoffs?
I'll go bubble.
You go bubble.
I'm going to go bubble.
Interesting. For a 3-win team, you go bubble.
Yes.
Already.
All right, get those teams in there.
All right, get those teams in there. The next team I see pop up, that is the team we're going to use. You can super chat $2 like the Brown Tiger did, and that will guarantee whatever team is a part of the game here. All right, next team I'm going to see, that is the one we're going to roll with. Start spamming NFL teams in the chat here. I know there's always a delay on YouTube, so it's like wait 5 seconds, and then like a whole flurry of them comes through. But it's a fun game, and hey, we'll play this as long as we continue to get some super chats. If not, we'll have to turn the studio space over to Kevin, Packers.
Lock.
So Patrick's got the Dolphins as a playoff bubble, the Packers as a playoff lock. The next one is going to be playoff. Sorry, you said
Miss.
you had Dolphins miss.
No, Dolphins bubble. Packers
Dolphins
lock.
miss. Okay, sorry. Dolphins bubble. You sure you had bubble? Okay. Packers lock. This next team is going to be miss the playoffs, and it is the Sex Bots.
The Sex Bots?
The Sex Bots are here.
Playoffs.
Best adult dating site. I need to check that out, evidently. All right, next one here. Next team we see is going to be the one we go with. We're also $5 away from a round of office shots here. So $15 away from the Dolphins, $5 from office shots. Yes, this is a Jim Brown jersey. Appreciate you, McKendrick Allman. Okay. Next team we see, we got Packers as a playoff lock, Dolphins as playoff bubble. Next team will be miss the playoffs for Patrick. So let's see what the people throw your way and if it was a mistake. Although I don't think you had a much better choice there. Yeah, 32 from Paul Brooks. Paul's just spamming the number.
Yeah, get some NFL
Get some NFL teams in there, guys.
Oh,
Mac!
Mac!
The silent assassin!
All right, nobody's missing the playoffs.
Nobody's missing the playoffs.
Let's go. That's over 100. Shout out to Mac.
Mac, my man, appreciate you. $10 is, we got some shots.
We do have some shots.
I'm playing Madden now, ain't have anything to say. Hey, Mac, tell us what team you're playing against or playing for, and that will be the other team we use.
Are you also playing Madden 23 is the question, man.
Yeah. Cincy. So you got that's the next team for McKendrick. So we're closing in 105. Do you know what the Dolphins are at?
I think they're at almost 200.
Oh, damn. They're starting to pull the Jets away. Okay.
As Will's just screaming Willie Finn.
Yeah. He's just a broken record right now. All right. Cheers to Mac. He has been the Super Chat MVP of today's show.
Well, cheers to Mac getting a win in his Madden game.
Yeah, exactly. Beat the computer. Cheers. Cannonball. Cannonball coming. Against the Eagles. I'm down 7-14 with the ball in the red zone. We're pulling for you, Mac.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
We'll play this game with me on the receiving end now.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And unless we get another super chat, we'll have to pack it up. If we get one more super chat, we can play another round.
Actually, somebody just came in here. The Steelers channel.
Is that what Sam said?
Yeah, the Steelers channel needs to get in here soon. So listen, pretty much how it works here. If we keep getting super chats rolling in, Petey and I can hang out all night.
Yep.
We can just this will be the rest of our day. But if we don't, the Steelers channel is going to come in here and get some content.
We don't want to see that.
So we're going to play the game, get the NFL team, start spamming them. Vikings, Browns, Steelers, Ravens, whatever it may be, get them in there. I'm going to ask Petey, and he's going to close his eyes.
All right, start spamming NFL teams. McKendrick, my score prediction, Browns 27, Chargers 25. That is my official score prediction. Start spamming NFL teams right now so we can play. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Took off last week. It's a little slow this week. I don't know why. What? Are the people revolting? We need a new game? I don't know. We have a mutiny on our hands here, Patrick?
Yeah. Might have to go shot clock.
Yeah, I know. If we don't get a team here, we're going to have to go shot clock for sure or something here. Okay, next team where you see here. Next team in the chat is going to be the first team up here. Panthers. Playoff miss.
Playoff miss?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Close your eyes.
Panthers missed the playoffs.
All right, get teams
Start
in
spamming teams.
Get teams in there. Any NFL team that comes to your mind.
Right. All 32 NFL teams, well, now 31 teams open for business here. Panthers, I have them missing the playoffs. Lions, they have to be bubble.
All right, Lions are your bubble team.
Yeah.
So
and I don't think I would change that. I think the Lions are more likely to make the playoffs than the Panthers anyway.
I agree.
So,
Steelers.
no. That was a horrible 30 seconds.
No, Panthers, Lions, Steelers.
And the Finch just got a huge super chat. Steelers are lock. Because I've run out of options.
Yeah.
And I hate that. So this game did not work well for us. Okay. Unless we get another super chat and say the next 60 or so seconds, I'll turn the shot clock on. We're going to have to turn the studio over to Steelers Talk by Chat Sports with Tom Downey and the new guy, Jack Sperry. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. So unless we get a super chat, we're going to have to pack it up and go. But really appreciate all the super chats we got today. Mac, Brown Tiger, Kevin from Southern Colorado, Josh, everyone that super chatted. Really appreciate you. Goes a long way. You get no idea the just overall support it feels like when you guys are sending some very generous donations with your hard-earned money to us here. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. But I don't want to go away. We need one super chat. One super chat, and that resets the shot clock. That is the way it works at Chat Sports. When the show's coming down to an end, shot clock goes on. If we get a super chat, we get to continue going. The sex bots are back, and they're horny as hell. So, all right, they're out of here. All right, passing 60 seconds. Last call, one more super chat, and we'll keep the show alive. Brown Tiger, Mac, you guys have put the team on your shoulders today. Let's see. It's in someone. Someone's got it in them right now to pull it out and just go, you know what? I'm going to big dick this live stream right now and just, boom, drop down a super chat. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm going to be disappointed. Nevertheless, this is a horny adult dating site. We're past 90 seconds. That's all she wrote. Thank you all for tuning in. We had a great show. We had a lot of fun. Talked about the Brownies, talked about the NFL. It's a very good way to spend your Thursday afternoon. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, getting ready for Browns-Chargers. I think the Browns might be the team that pulls off an upset this weekend. I'm getting myself into it. I'm talking myself into it. Appreciate everyone for making us a part of your day. For everyone that's super chatted, thank you so much. We will see you all on Sunday. 15 minutes. Oh, I knew it was coming. Let's go. Nicholas keeps the show alive for at least another couple minutes unless we get another super chat. Nick, let's go, dude. Cheers, man. Hey, you sent a $5 super chat. We drink out of the dog bowl. Woof, woof.
Cheers, Nick. Thank you for keeping us here for a little more. Didn't want to go. No place I'd rather be.
Patrick and I have talked about this. It's kind of like in school when you finish a group project, but you act like you have more work to do, so you don't have to go back to doing what you're supposed to do, and you milk it out as long as possible.
Oh, no.
Also, if teams can't stop running, okay, yeah. Sorry the typo, I was hurrying. I'm trying to figure out what you meant to say, though. Also, if teams can't stop the running game, don't stop running. Agreed. I think Stefanski probably gets a little bit more heat than he deserves because let's be honest, Browns fan base can be a little tough because they've been through a lot, and so when they get close, like this is kind of like from explaining to an outsider of you get close to success, you want to taste it and have it, and you don't want it to go away. So, yeah, I think you're on the money of. Got a good thing in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Don't go away from your bread and butter. I clearly have had one too many drinks because I completely lost my train of thought for a moment. But yes, Nicholas, you raise a great point. Thank you so much for the super chat. You extended the shot clock for another 60, 90 seconds, so clock's back on right now. Shout out to Nicholas. Let's see if there's someone out there that goes, you know what? I'm just going to pull up from the corner 3 right now and drill this super chat. Just to keep the show going a little bit, just to extend this Thursday happy hour. It is the best part of my week. It really is. I love standing up here, hanging out with Patrick, hanging out with you guys, talking about the Browns. There's just no better way to spend my day. I truthfully mean that. Okay, so shot clock's on. If we don't get another super chat in the next minute or so, we'll have to pack it up. Patrick, Browns Chargers. What is your score prediction?
My score prediction. I'll get on camera.
Yeah.
My score prediction for the tough game. So it's in Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland.
Chargers are banged up.
Yep.
They don't have
No
that good
Bosa.
of a defense. Regardless, I think it's gonna be the Shunt show. I could honestly see this being. Like
Have I talked you into it?
I think you have.
I think so too.
I think you remember the NFC Championship game where the Niners, Packers, and Garoppolo only threw the ball 8 times.
I didn't know he only threw it 8 times, but yes, I remember the game.
I could see that being the case, where the Browns just run over.
Hey, if Mariota can win the game throwing 7 times, why can't the Browns? It's not like Brissett can't throw the football, but why can't they win it with him completing, going 16 for 23, and Nick Chubb and the Browns rush for 220 yards?
Kind of like what Nick said. If they can't stop it, don't stop.
Nick raises a great point.
I don't know. That's what I think. I don't. For some reason, this Chargers team can never they can have a Pro Bowl, which they pretty much do have a Pro Bowl roster.
Yeah.
Never,
We're past 90 seconds, so unless we get a super chat before his final score prediction, we're gonna have to go. Give us the score.
I'll go Browns 20-13. I think the defense.
Browns 20-13. They limit Justin Herbert to 13 points.
Yeah.
Hey, the NFL is any given Sunday, so you can never have a dumb score prediction. What's that?
Way different than last year.
Yeah, 47-42 last year from SoFi Stadium. All right, Nicholas, thank you so much for the super chats today. Same goes to everyone else who super chatted: Brown Tiger, Mac, Josh, Kevin. We got so many awesome super chats today. Thank you for supporting the show. Hey, if you can't super chat, that's not a problem at all. Liking the video goes a long way too. Just supporting the show does a lot to boost our signal and get more Browns fans here so we can have a bigger show and we can have more bells and whistles and all that good stuff. All right, we are going to sign off unless someone wants to shock the nation with a super chat here in the next 5.5 seconds. But that's going to do it for us. For Patrick Seatman and myself, appreciate you for tuning in, making the Cleveland Browns Report a part of your day. Signing off, seeing you all on Sunday, 12:45 Eastern, 11:45 Central for our Browns versus Chargers watch party. Let's go.